Hey guys, this is Adam Amble from the A to G Show 2.0, the Q&A episode about to start in 1 minute. Tonight we discuss all of your questions over the past year or 2 years technically, and be sure to comment on the side and ask us any questions that you'd like. Hope you enjoy it. We are ready to rock and roll. Here we go. All right. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to a special Q&A episode of the A to G Show 2.0. I am Adam Amble, coming to you live from Castle Rock, Colorado on a beautiful Tuesday evening. Hope you all had a great weekend and a start of the week has been great for you. Joining me tonight, please welcome back the G-Man, Garrett Collier, live from Nashville, Tennessee. G, how you doing, bud?
I'm good, man. Glad to be back. It feels like it's been a lot longer than it has. I think it's only been a couple of weeks, but it feels like it's been a while. Missed you.
Yeah, you too, buddy. I had to do it solo for a little bit, but welcome back, brother. It's good to have you back. Don't forget after the show to make sure to head on over to the M Factor channel on YouTube. Type in the M Factor in the search bar. Then just give a little click on the M Factor icon right there and be sure to go hit the subscribe button if you want to catch the episode again or just watch it if you missed it tonight. Really appreciate it. And if you haven't heard, we do have the M Factor merch store going on right now. Just type in themerch.streamelements.com/the M Factor. Head on over, get your favorite M Factor attire or items. You can pick out different colors and whatnot. There's some Team G and Team A stuff going on over there, so make sure to go check that out. We really appreciate it. This is kind of a special episode tonight. You know, kind of a midsummer deal. I know we just had our midsummer break a couple weekends ago, but I just got a new computer rig, so I was setting that up, put that together over the weekend. It's pretty exciting, so I had to transfer pretty much everything all the way over there, and kind of had to hustle around. So unfortunately, or fortunately for us, not a ton of topics, right, G, to go over the last week. So this will be a fun episode, though. Basically, what we got going on is, over the years or over the past couple of years of doing, well, basically a year and a half of doing the A to G Show and then the A to G Show 2.0. We have a lot of questions from friends and family and stuff, and we're gonna try to get in on some of those right now. Don't forget to ask some of the questions in the comments section over to the over on your Facebook page there, and we'll try to get to those too. And G, I know I sent you some of these questions kind of earlier today. We weren't even going to do a show really, but yeah. I'm glad you were available. I've been playing some gigs down there in Nashville and stuff, so that's good. But let's roll right in, and I'm not really gonna go in order, but a lot of you guys are asking, like, G, I'll answer, and then you can kind of go right after that. But
cool.
The first question we got, this was probably about a year ago, and that was kind of, what's the toughest part about running the show during the broadcast? Well, really, it's what you see behind the scenes, right? It's basically I'm controlling the switchboard here. I'm making sure like all of our headings and making sure the background is good to go. All the while, like switching camera angles and whatnot. All the while trying to listen to G say his remarks. So that's kind of the tough part about it. I know G, from your side, I know it not from the production side, but what is it really? Yeah. What's the toughest part during the show? Actually, trying to do a live show like this. We know we're not professionals by any means. Me and you and I just kind of started this based on our bar discussions, right? On how we could just go hours and hours of discussing sports. And then we're like, hey, you know what? Let's get other people in on the action. And that's exactly how it kind of started. But from your aspect, I know now that you're remote, it was a lot easier when we were in the same studio, the same room together, right? So what exactly is the toughest part from your angle, I guess you'd say?
I mean, yeah, as far as the show itself goes, the hard part is definitely like, I mean, I'm dealing with Skype and Wi-Fi, and like my computer and phone are never charged because I'm a bum and I never plug anything in. Like, so making sure nothing's gonna die halfway through the show. That's always my fear, like that our Wi-Fi is gonna go out because we live in the middle of nowhere outside of Nashville. This is like a random hard part for me. I live with 4 other people, so getting everyone in the house to shut the hell up for an hour so that I can come in here and quietly try to do this and talk to you and do the podcast without Callie coming in here feeling like she needs to, talk to me about something, or one of my roommates deciding they're going to play guitar for an hour or whatever the situation might be. I live with, 4 20 to 25-year-old guys and girls, so it's a loud house. So, getting everybody quiet for an hour a week is more problematic than you may think.
Yeah, that makes sense. You probably got a lot of distractions, right?
For sure.
When it's going on, and really, it does go to say something that it's kind of funny, because when we started this, we were in the same room. We literally set up kind of like an L desk, and we were facing each other. So not only were we discussing these things via microphone and via OBS here, which is the broadcast system, we were face to face pretty much. We were about 10 feet away from each other, and
Right.
that makes it a lot easier, because you're actually speaking with someone.
Right.
And as opposed to a lot of people don't understand how difficult it is to look into the camera. You really want to look at the person on the screen, right?
Right.
Instead of looking at the camera, to make eye contact with the viewers, make eye contact with everyone out there, and then make eye contact with yourself, right? Fortunately, I have a bunch of cameras broadcasting here, so I got G on one camera, I got all you viewers over on the other camera, which is kind of interesting. So. I really agree with some of the distractions that you have, coming
Right.
in and whatnot. So those are the two, basically trying to do everything, behind the scenes while I'm trying to listen to you. That was the big thing. It was
Right.
easier when we were in the same room. Actually, I think that might even be a question later on. But let's move on to the next one, and that is, what is your favorite piece of equipment? Now, this might be tougher for you, G, but for me, it's definitely this guy right here. It's the microphone. Definitely my favorite piece of auxiliary equipment. That is, I know when we were in the M Factor Studios, we both had the SMB mics. These
Right.
these are top notch. They're top quality, especially for podcasting and whatnot. Even in recording studios, a lot of recording studios actually use these same style of mics. And I know that was it was nice to have 2 of them, right, G, and be able to use them. Now, of course, everything that makes it possible is my computer, right? As the gamer, I wish I could give you a picture, but I will be doing that episode here soon, which is showing you guys all of the equipment and everything behind the camera, right? I know I've been saying it for a couple weeks now, but G, from your aspect, what's your favorite your favorite piece of equipment for you, especially now that okay, let me rephrase that. What was your favorite piece of equipment when we were doing it at the M Factor Studios, and then what is it right now doing it via Skype?
Yeah, I mean, before, this is kind of a lame answer, but it was like having like the desk space that we had, the way you had spaced everything out. I could have my laptop pulled up in front of me with the mic in front of it so that I could read notes off my laptop while watching the video of the live stream and have my mic in front of me. It was just the setup itself, I guess, as a whole. The desk, the laptop, the mic, like as a whole, the way it all fit together was nice. Now, the only equipment I have is a phone and a phone charger. I'm just kind of chilling here. I'm literally in my bedroom, like hanging out. So I guess now would be my phone, I guess, because that's all I have. But yeah, the one, I guess, nice thing about being remote is that it has made it very easy to just chill here in my room and be on my phone and not have a lot of equipment or anything to worry about. I mean, most of the shows we've done, because it's been in quarantine, I haven't needed like notes per se, because there's no games, there's no stats I need to be looking at. It's all just opinionated stuff for the most part.
Yeah, that's a real good point, G. The fact that you kind of can just open your laptop, right, or your phone, and just kind of get right to it. And yeah, that's another good point too. Is a lot these topics are so, because we've been able to focus on. There's only been 4 or 5 big topics in a week per se, and then sometimes we actually have to try to go find one, right? So the fact of the matter that you don't have to do a lot of research, same here, it's just stuff because it's been embedded. If you listen to any sports talk radio shows or sports talk shows, you're going to have all these opinions and stuff embedded in your mind, right? So So
Right.
doing research and whatnot, a lot of it comes from the our memory too. So that's I think that's why people like watching us, and obviously the interaction between the fans is another good thing. Not really a piece of equipment so much, but that's the whole
Right.
reason we do the show, right? Is me and you can have these discussions all the time, but it's really nice when the viewers interact, and that's the whole point of the show. And now that we are in two totally different cities, hey, guess what? And Skype, the technology that has came along with this virus,
Right.
and being able to do this in remote locations has really been something else too. So that's what I've really enjoyed too. The technology, not so much the equipment, the technology, be able to do this over the internet, obviously, and be able to broadcast it to you guys as we're like just one, right? That's something that I really enjoy too. So good stuff, G. Let's move on again. Thanks for tuning in tonight to the A to G show. Special Q&A episode. Not a lot of topics over this week, so we're just going to do some questions that have arisen in the past year or so that we haven't been able to address. Not so much sports questions, but a lot of things about the show. And G, I think we kind of touched on it already, but I'm going to go with you first. What is your favorite thing about the actual show itself? We kind of touched on it in the last topic, but what's your favorite thing about the show right now?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's just like you said, the fact that this all started because you and I would sit at bars or sit at restaurants or your place or my dad's place or wherever we were watching the games and just have these conversations anyway. It's just been really nice to, I mean, hear other people's, opinions on stuff. And I don't know, it's been really fun to open these conversations up to those that are around us that I maybe wouldn't have had these conversations with otherwise, and have those interactions and those arguments and debates and conversations that otherwise never would have happened.
Yeah, exactly. And I totally agree. I think the fact that we are able to bring in more people, right? This is kind of just a crazy idea because I used to have the M Factor podcast, right? I still do,
Right.
but the fact that we just wanted to incorporate, hey, let's bring in the world, so be it. Anyone can tune into this if they're our friend or family, friends on Facebook, acquaintances on Facebook. And I think that's my favorite thing as well, is getting to see how many people actually, the support that we get from, especially our family members, the support we get from the viewers, and the comments that we've been getting over the last year and a half since we've been doing the A to G show. I mean, we're just, we're small, we just have only our group of Facebook viewers that can
Right.
actually view this. And heck, G, I mean, we've encroached upon 500 views on certain
Right.
episodes and whatnot. And that's fantastic. So, that's definitely my favorite part of the show as well. And I'm going to head on to the next question as well. Again, thanks everyone for joining the A to G show 2.0. We're doing the special Q&A episode tonight. Our next question is, do you like Skype or do you like doing the show from the same room? G, go ahead with that one, buddy.
Yeah, I much preferred doing it when we were in the same room. It's cool that we get to do this, while you're across the country and I'm here. I don't get to see you obviously anymore, which sucks. So it's cool to have this once a week, but it was just so much easier when we were sitting in the same room. Like, there was less for me to worry about. Like, it stresses me out that like my phone's gonna die or our Wi-Fi's gonna cut out, or my roommates are gonna be loud or whatever. It's just I have more to like have anxiety and stress about when we're remote.
Yep. Yeah, same here. I really enjoyed doing it in the same room simply because we had the same equipment, right? From the
Right.
production value, I've told people this many times on the show. I enjoy the production side of it more than probably the actual being on the show itself, the
Right.
creative aspect of it. Which don't get me wrong, they're both fun. Of course, I love talking with you, man. You know this. We've
Definitely.
done this for years, so.
Right.
It really is, doing it from the same room. It was nice because then you could just sit down. Unfortunately, that was my home. So
Right.
you actually had to make the trip. So it was a little more difficult for you, but instead of just having the same equipment, we had the same cameras, the same microphones, the same setups.
Right.
We had the same green screens. We had the two different,
Right.
brick setups. Remember that with the
I
AG,
forgot
two
about
different
that.
brick
Yeah,
setups, which was kind of fun. But the the whole thing about being in the room with someone and actually being face to face again,
Right.
it takes a little bit of time to actually communicate with a camera instead
Right.
of communicating with an actual person. So that's something. I'm sure you've when you do your live streams with like
Right.
music, do you find yourself like kind of looking at monitors, or do you find yourself trying to look at a camera, or are you really just focused on actually playing?
Yeah, it's so different like this versus doing the music thing. With the music thing, I'm just so focused on not messing up that I actually don't. The only time that I find myself like even a little bit uncomfortable with the music streams is like between songs when I'm trying to like talk to people as they're commenting and I'm like speaking back to them. That gets awkward. But I just try to like make it obvious that I'm reading comments and I'm playing and not leave much room for in between awkwardness. Whereas this, the whole show is like that in between awkwardness. It's like, how are you talking to the mic? Does it look like I'm looking at you, Amble? Does it look like I'm looking at you, the people watching? Does it look like I'm just staring into my phone? Like, it is kind of awkward and takes some getting used to for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And I just that's the being like there's a difference between being like like the person like being personal with like you, or being personal with someone like in the
Right.
room, right? And obviously speaking to the camera, it is
Right.
definitely a little different. So that's another good one. Let's move on to the next one. Any thoughts on doing more shows per week? Well, guys, I mean, first and foremost, this is a hobby, right? Again, we kind of just
Right.
started. G and I started this simply because we enjoyed talking sports, and this is exactly why I wanted to do it. Now, a couple shows. There has been times, G, where we have discussed, okay, let's do
Yeah.
another show later this week, maybe a special. But at the same time, we both have, we got day jobs.
Right.
It is kind of time consuming. So one show a week right now is pretty good for me. It would be nice, maybe when it's settled down out here, everyone gets kind of back in the groove of things, especially with this virus, right? Maybe once things get back to normal in the hopefully near future, but that's tough to say. And it would be nice to really get into a routine to where, hey, maybe we do throw like I'm not going to say 2 shows a week, because again, it is a lot of work to change all these things. But I really think, again, it's just us doing it, right? It's just us producing.
Right.
So it's just us creating this. We don't have anyone working behind the scenes. We don't have editors. We don't have creators. We don't have any of that. So it's just us on what we want to do. So doing more shows per week, don't get me wrong, we would love to do it, because again, we enjoy doing this, right? Especially good via Skype to be able to talk to people are not in the room, right? That are not at the bar, that are not in close proximity with you. So, G, I'm sure you would like to do more than one show per week, but again,
Yeah.
time just doesn't allow it, and we don't want to make this into work, right? And being busy, and especially since we're not getting paid to do this. Again, this started off as a hobby for us. This started off as something we'd like. We wanted everyone to try to be be invested in, and try to participate in. That's really what we wanted. So, gee, I mean, I'm pretty sure that you would want as many episodes as we can without it being work, right?
Yeah. I mean, the hard part for me more than even the time, because I mean, you, as much as I'm thankful you put in most of the time behind the scenes doing the headers, getting everything production wise ready. I just have to sit here and talk. The hard part for me is like my schedule. My schedule changes every week. I play different gigs on different days at different times. I mean, shit comes up. I mean, stuff. Whoops, sorry, I haven't cussed on here in a while. Stuff
Oh
comes
my
up,
goodness!
and I haven't
Sorry,
cussed on here in
everyone.
a while. I was doing so well. And I have to, I'll have a write at night one night, or I'll have, something to go do, or somebody to go watch play a gig, or whatever the case is. I'm traveling, it's difficult for me, like even just to nail down, like, all right, Tuesdays at 9:00 Eastern, you're going to be available for an hour. Like that's hard for me to lock down. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
Adding another show every week, like we're like, all right, we're going to be Tuesday and Friday would be dang near impossible. Like we'd almost have to do like, we're going to do Tuesday and like one other day and we'll surprise you. Like it would have to be so sporadic that it just doesn't make much sense. I mean, again, if things calm down and I get a regular schedule at some point, then absolutely, I would love to do 2, 3, 4 shows a week. It'd be super fun. I mean, I have a roommate here who loves sports, and we've talked about doing, just on days that he gets home from work early, like hopping on a podcast for an hour and just talking about what happened in the sports world that day. Like that'd be cool, as long as there's no like upload schedule. Like the fact that it has to be structured, it makes it a really, really tough thing with the music world.
It is tough, and don't get me wrong. There's been times where I just wanted to hop on as well, right, and
Right.
just really do it. I know based on it's kind of a recommendation in the world of live streaming, right? You set a set scheduled time
Right.
in order so people know what to expect, right? They know when you're going to be on. People can set their routines, especially out east. It's what is it, about 9:20 out there. So really, you got to take a look at it and be like, okay, well, out here Mountain Time, it's 7 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock for you, right, G, or 8:20 for you. So we got time now. We got time zone challenges as well, right?
Right.
So that's something we never really had to deal with.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
the fact that we're spread across time zones, the fact that people do rely on us to be on at 9 o'clock Eastern time Tuesday nights. Last year for A to G 1.0, basically for A to G show 1.0,
Yeah.
it was Thursday nights, right? So
Right.
it would be late or no, Wednesday nights. Yeah, late
I think we did
Wednesday nights.
Wednesdays,
Yeah.
yeah, because I had gigs on Thursdays all the time.
Yep, exactly. So late Wednesday nights or 9 o'clock Wednesday nights. So roughly we kept the same time, just kind of switched the days. And again, it just would be kind of tough to do scheduled shows, right? Gee, if ever we're all like just sitting at home, heaven forbid, we just get locked up again or have to stay at home. Hey, guess
Right.
what? We'll probably be doing more, but they'll be all over the place, right? We could have easily a
Right.
30-minute discussion, no structure whatsoever, and
Right.
all get together. It'd be really cool it'd be kind of cool to if your roommate wanted to participate too. You know what I mean? So, let's move on to the next one though, G, and that is we weren't able to discuss your golf match between yourself and old JC there. I don't know if JC is
Man.
watching right now, but how'd it go, buddy?
I mean, I played all right. He beat me as always. I think he won by 4. The game we played 2 days in a row. And the first day we were just kind of practicing whatever, playing for fun. And the second day we kept scoring. Yeah, he beat me by 4. I played pretty good for me. He's a little bit better still, unfortunately. I don't know. I'll get him back. It's a matter of time. It's coming. He's getting old and decrepit, and I'm only getting better. So it's got to happen soon.
Oh, okay. So you think it's just a matter of time, huh?
Oh, I mean, he's going to get old, and he's going to try to start hitting from the senior tees, and I'm not going to let him, and then I'm going to beat him.
That's right. Yeah, because all the smack talk that he's been doing. Yeah, I don't think obviously he'd be chiming in
Yeah.
if he was watching right now, but I don't know what JC's up
Probably.
to. But again, thanks everyone for joining on a special A to G Show 2.0. This is the Q&A episode, kind of our midsummer first annual. It will be probably because I know you guys have a lot of non-sports questions that we've been asked over the last year and a half. So I'll give your dad this. He's quite the short game guy. I'll tell you what, and he hits it
That he
straight
is. That he is.
every time. So he's
know.
tough to beat.
So annoying.
Especially
annoying.
I'm sure you outdrive him, right?
I mean, yeah. Now, so that was the weekend that he was down here. I really figured out my driver, which that's usually the struggle. My game is hitting it straight off the tee. But the week he was here, I outdrove him more than he outdrove me for sure. Yeah. But like he's old. He can't hit it as far.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, all the oldies out there, you better watch out. Can't do it. Yeah. Well, I was really curious on how many rounds did you guys actually play?
He was only here for 4 days, and we got 2 rounds in while he was down here. The first day, I don't even know if we kept score. I know I did for me, but I don't know what he shot or anything like that. The second day, we were at a course that I had played before, and I really, really like it. It's called Pebble Brook. It's like 30 minutes from here, and it's super fun. It's got a couple like treats out, like where you hit it 100 yards down to a par 3 kind of thing. Those are fun. But yeah, he got me again.
Probably used to it anyway. Hey,
Right.
It's nothing to be ashamed of, buddy. Oh, I see JC might have just been on. JC, we just started discussing your destruction of G, a young G.
All right. Hold on. I didn't say destruction.
Now, what do you remember? What did you lose by?
4 strokes.
4 strokes. Okay.
Not
18, right?
terrible.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Unless JC's going to come out and say, "Oh, well, that was my first round. I played all year."
No, it
Not a
wasn't.
chance?
I've
Okay.
played with him more than that.
Okay, great. Good. Well, actually, that was crazy because I went back barely. JC says barely. Oh goodness. Good to see you, JC. Welcome to the show, man. Yeah, I actually went back to Michigan, surprised my mom that weekend, so that was a good time. And actually heading back this weekend, Jess and I are heading back Thursday morning, gonna head up to Mackinac Island with the family, so that'll be a good time, and then heading back down to Jackson on Sunday. So it should be a good time. JC says 4 strokes the first hole.
No.
Is this true? I don't know. Who am I gonna believe here, G?
I got the scorecard in my bag. I'll post a picture.
Oh, was it signed off by like a pro?
No, there was no witness, actually. It was just us. It was also, it was like 110% humidity that day. It was so hot. We were both just drenched in sweat by like the third hole. It was miserable, honestly.
Now, let me ask you this. How many adult beverages were put down?
That day, not many, because we had both consumed way too many the night before.
Okay. So you're sweating it out, basically.
Oh, yeah. We might have had like 3 beers each, but like the night before was rough. So, yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Were you guys able to go out to any bars in Nashville that weekend?
My buddy Michael had a gig the night before on Broadway, and then the night before that we went out. So, yeah, we were able to go out a little bit and have some drinks, and Callie and I had a round the first night he was down here, so he came out and watched us play, so that was nice.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad you guys at least got to go out. But
yeah.
All right, thanks everyone for joining us tonight on the A to G Show. Adam Ambo with Garrett Collier. G, let's move on to the next question. And what is your favorite thing? Oh, this is kind of cool. What is your favorite thing about the new city, sports-wise and non-sports-wise? I'm gonna go ahead, G. We'll go sports-wise first.
Yeah, sports-wise, the fact that the teams here are good is kind of cool. I get to root for the Titans, who might win a game this year. They might make the playoffs. I don't have to deal with Detroit anymore.
Oh, my goodness. Gee, that's funny because you stole my answer, man. You stole my answer. I was like, I actually have a good football team to root for. Basketball squad's really good, too. The Nugs are a good player in the Joker, right? So
yeah, like I got John Morant here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, nice young. Well, they're all pretty young now, so
right.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. One thing I do miss, of course, is we'll be assuming we have it, is college football.
Yeah.
College basketball. Being in the state of Michigan is hands down one of the best college states in the country. Which is obvious considering. It's obvious considering that every place, every state, every major city you go to has a Michigan bar in it. Basically, it has a lot of, actually, let me rephrase that, a lot of Big Ten school bars. Right? There's a lot of them. Heck, even in Chicago, I've even seen, surprisingly, even like a Michigan State bar. Now, granted, it only holds like 10 people, but hey, it's still it's still, they got a little tube TV in there.
This is off topic, but it's relevant a little bit. Did you see the post where it said Rutgers will only allow 500 people into their football games this year? And somebody retweeted it and said, "This is not the time to double your attendance." I thought it was.
I was just gonna say that's fantastic. That's fantastic. We should put that with state too. No, but Rutgers is bad. Yeah, that's rough. But that's pretty good.
Bad.
That's pretty good. Did you retweet that?
I don't know if I retweeted or not. I saw it this morning and I was really tired. I might not.
Oh, okay. No,
it was pretty funny though. I was cracking up.
But yeah, sports-wise, hands down is the fact that we can definitely root for, get excited, maybe get excited about NFL, right? That's the big thing about NFL squads. Right. And hey, maybe we'll see our teams in the playoffs. I know it's gonna be a little tougher for the Broncos being with Kansas City and Oakland, Las Vegas now, and the Chargers are obviously gonna be pretty dope this year. So it's going to be a tough division, but I think Drew Lock, a lot of people are picking Drew Lock, especially my boy Colin Cowherd thinks that he's going to be the next second year pop guy.
It could well be.
Yeah, he had a great end of the season last year. So let's see. Tim Collier said Jeff probably played left-handed. Still referring back to your golf game. Boy, you should see. We needed you to document it. G, I'm telling you should have had it the whole match on like Instagram Live or something. That would have. Yeah, and then I mean, was it just you two that went or?
Yeah, it was just the two of us that went and played. So I mean, I could probably do it. I could wear a GoPro on my chest or something. That'd be fun.
Well, or you could just tie it to the actual like golf cart and angle it towards like the shots and whatnot, or just hand it back and forth. Right? Only one of you are shooting at a time, so
that's very true. It's very true.
I'm pretty sure JC, he is pretty old, but I'm sure he knows how to handle like a video camera or something like that. Right?
He can just hold it and be quiet.
Yeah, he knows what's up. You know what's up, JC. That's right. So, but yeah, okay. Let's go to what's your non-sports? I'm pretty sure I know this about Nashville. So,
I mean, it's I mean, everything is a cop out answer, but like I'm so happy in Nashville, man. It's the weather is better, the food is better, the alcohol is better, the bars are better. Like it's a cool town to live in, man. It's got everything I need music wise to try to keep launching this thing and keep doing what I love as a job, and it's got all sorts of opportunities for that. And then just when I have a day off, there's a million options on things to go do. There's like a We've been talking about it for weeks. There's like an indoor go-karting place where the go-karts go like 45, and we're stoked to go try that. Like we go play golf, we play mini golf, we have a pool in our housing complex. Like
Oh, no
it's just
kidding.
a sick town. Yeah, it's just a sick town.
Yeah, that's awesome. And unfortunately, you already knew you have the benefit of actually already knowing Nashville when you kind of
Yeah,
moved down there, right? I unfortunately, moved to Castle Rock, which is about 30 minutes south of Denver. But the issue is like as soon as I got here, right, Corona hit, so everything was
right,
shut down. So, but
right.
we have been Jess and I have really been exploring the town. A lot of cool bars. What I do like is just two things really, and that is the scenery of when I drive to work. Just those mountains are just beautiful. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? The
oh yeah,
weather here is just fantastic, dude. It was I had no idea that the weather was so nice here. When it's been hot, we mentioned how hot it was
yeah,
for you guys. It's been in the 90s here for like the last couple weeks, but it feels
yeah.
fantastic. It is that dry heat. Luckily,
You got that
there's like
elevation,
there's
yeah,
there's no humidity. You get that 4 o'clock little 4 to 4:30 rainstorm that comes in,
yeah.
cools everything down, so the nights are just beautiful. Like I'm looking out the window right now. We had a huge thunderstorm for like 20 minutes earlier, and now it's all sunny.
Beautiful.
You can go out on the balcony, look at the mountains and stuff. So it's really, really nice. But I'm really, really excited to get to downtown Castle Rock. It's a lot of people have never heard of it, but I mean, it's got about 80,000 people there. So it's not a small town. It's like twice the size of Jackson, basically.
Right.
So it's a good time, but I'm really excited to get out and start, meeting people and whatnot. So non-sports
Definitely.
wise, that's definitely it. Is the weather and just the scenery, of course, because us flatlanders, we're
Absolutely.
not used to waking up, driving to work, and seeing the mountains,
Right.
over in the horizon, right? So that's
Right.
really cool. Uh,
Oh yeah.
but let's move on. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Why do you keep? Oh, this is a weird. Why do you keep politics off your show? Are you scared it will deter viewers? Of course, no one wants to hear politics. We watch sports to get away from politics, right? G.
Right. Right.
I know. Even main sports shows right now are involving politics too much. Seems like
Yeah.
everything in this country is all political. You can politicize it, right or left. There's no more like centrist anymore. So that's why I try to keep it off here. No one wants to, no one watches the show to
Right.
politics. Politics has been a kind of a secondary passion of mine the last probably 3 or 4 years. So I would like to uh, discuss it with people, but not on this show. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is a
Right.
sports show, so I would assume you probably have the same feelings, right? Gee, I mean, has there
Yeah.
ever been? Let me ask you this: has there ever been a time? I think one time last year, what did we do? We discussed the or not. I think we discussed the kneeling maybe one time for the anthem, but that wasn't because whether we thought Kaepernick was right or wrong, right? That was does the NFL have the right to outlaw it,
Yeah.
right? That was our discussion. Other than that, I think we've done a pretty good job of keeping politics off this show.
Yeah. I
Has there
mean,
been a time where you were like, we really need to discuss this topic as it relates to sports? You know what I mean?
yeah, I think that's the thing to me is like it's never been relevant. I mean, obviously politics are like you said, all people seem to want to talk about anymore, but like no one watches you and I talk because they think that we're political experts. And I'm not claiming that we're sports experts by any means, but I feel like we both spend a ton of time watching sports. People
That's
know that
right.
we do that.
Yep.
People know that we put our time and research into this show. So I think that's why people tune in. I don't think people care to know like whether we agree or disagree on politics, whether we're left or right, whether we're Trump supporters or not, or
Yeah.
whatever the case
Yep.
may be. I just don't. It's never been relevant. It hasn't mattered, and I also like it's just it's tired. It's worn out. No one wants to talk about it anymore at this point.
Exactly.
Like me and my friends have been. I mean, it's been me mostly because I'm like, all right, when we hang out on Saturday night, like no one is allowed to mention Donald Trump, COVID, or politics in any manner because I just want
That's
to watch these. Like I just want to watch these UFC fights, or I just want to go to the pool, or I just want to go to this gig and I don't want to talk about it. Like, I'm just tired of it. It's all over the news. It's all over TV, the internet, social media, everything. I'm like, it's bored. It's tired, and I want to talk about something else, anything else.
I like that policy though too, G, is you just eliminate it, right? If someone starts bringing it up, you automatically put a halt to it and be like, no, we're not.
It's just a waste of time.
That's what we have to do all day, every day, right?
We're sitting here watching UFC fights. You're not going to change my political opinions, so why are we discussing it? Like, it's so stupid.
Exactly right. I couldn't agree more, and that's a very good statement. People come watch shows like this, and we do vow to keep politics out of it. There's been times to where we started to veer towards talking to politics, but then we put an end to it, right? If we're going to talk politics or political things, I guess you'd say, there was a time we would make a special about it. We will let you know this is what we're going to talk about it. I think our last one, what was our last option? Like World Cup, women's equal pay and stuff like that.
Yeah, we did talk about that. Yeah,
we could definitely get into the politics of it, but we would definitely say it, right? We'd be like, okay, everyone knows that's going to be political. Here on the A to G Show 2.0, we pride ourselves on not turning political, because we got a couple comments too. Actually, JC says, can't beat my Mountain View drive from Jackson to Ann Arbor. I know, I miss it, man. I'll tell you what. Well, technically, the big house, those scoreboards are about as tall as a mountain. So that's a good view. I wouldn't mind seeing that every day, JC. Angie O'Dowd. Hey, Angie, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Steve Fox says, tell that to ESPN. Absolutely right. And to be honest with you, Steve, it's not just ESPN. I know they're trying to get back to their political sportscasting with a lot of the people that they've hired, some of the shows that they're putting on. I would agree with that. They're trying to turn it in, but trying to turn it in to be more political sports network, just like they did before. Remember back in the day with Jamil Hill, stuff like that. And guess what? No one wanted to really watch it. The ratings dived. So that's kind of what happened. I don't have the stats right in front of me right now. But, gee, I'm not going to lie to you. It's not just ESPN. Every most sports shows are talking about politics right now. One, because there's not much else to talk about, right?
That's part of I think that's a huge part of it, is that, like, yes, there is a lot going on in our world that is politically based or COVID based, for lack of a better term. So that's what's relevant. But like you said, at the same time, like, while all of that is going on, there's also no sports hardly being played.
Exactly.
So it's difficult not to talk about it when that's what's being shoved down our throats everywhere else.
No, exactly. And so I can't blame them. And there has been some, especially within the last month, some social awareness issues that have really went on. But at the same time, A to G Show 2.0, we tried to stay away from that, right? Because trust me, I know you for a fact, G, myself, we could definitely get into some political talks, probably for hours and hours. Don't want to, don't need to. We're not gonna, I mean, it's not like we're gonna change each other's minds. So let's talk sports. And here's one thing I know. This is why I always, especially with yourself, G, I feel that we can form our own opinions about sports, right? I don't listen. If I hear on all the networks, we'll say FS1 is probably my favorite sports network, FS1, ESPN, NBC, CBS. If I hear on sports talk radio, any radio show, any podcast, and they all have the same opinion or same, story, guess what? I'm going to form my own opinion. I don't need them to tell me anything. I feel that's what's really hurting in politics nowadays, is everyone seems to be just being brainwashed by one side or the other of the political media, right? Me and you, most of the people that watch this show, we can make up our own minds about sports, and it's that's kind of veered away in politics to where you're being told something, and then you are either going to believe it 100% or totally disagree with it, right? 100%. In sports, it's nice to have this debate, right? It's nice to have debates because we both feel our knowledge on the subject is very high, and it's our own opinion, right? It's not someone that we're just simply, we're just relaying, go watch another show. Go watch a show, but we're not going to have politics on here. So that's our view on Scared to Deter viewers. I think so. No one wants to watch it. So no one cares. No one cares about our political opinions, probably. So let's move on to the next one. Here's a good one. G, when you getting a haircut?
Probably never.
You gonna keep growing it out?
I don't know. Every time I cut it, I get sad that I cut it, and every time I grow it out, I wish it was short again. It's a never-ending back and forth.
Oh, okay. So you kind of just don't really care.
I grow it until it starts to bug me, then I cut it, and then I'm like, dang, I shouldn't have cut it, and then I let it grow until it bugs me, and then I cut it, and it never ends. It will never end.
What about the beard, man?
The beard will probably never leave because my girlfriend would kill me.
Oh, really? She's down with the.
She threatens to beat me up every time. I'm like, I think I'm gonna shave my beard. She's like, you better not. I'll leave. I'm like,
what about what? Oh, dang!
Just a beard, man. Like,
what about a trim?
Oh, it could always use a trim. It's always out of hand as far as that goes. It could always use a good lineup.
I was gonna say a trim wouldn't be so bad, right? To get it all nice and even and whatnot. Scraggly G over there. I'll tell you what. Let's see what we got. Eggs agreed with. Good to see you, buddy. Eggs agreed with Steve. Tell that to ESPN. Again, see, it's funny how you could still you fall into that trap, right? Of discussing. Yep, exactly. So. Steve Fox, maybe it'll get better once games get going again. I agree. You got to take our minds off it, right? That's right. All. That's one thing.
Let the NBA playoffs start, and we won't hear about it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. JC says both of you are brainwashed Wolverine fans. Well, yes. I wouldn't say brainwashed
because that's the correct side to be on.
Yes, exactly right. I'm sorry. There's just no other side to be on this one. You're not going to convince us otherwise. Michigan's the greatest sports team of all time. So I just don't know what else to say, JC. Sorry. JC coming at you hard, G. When is Garrett going to lose weight? What is that?
Good Lord.
Geez, Pop's just getting in on it. Let me ask you this. You've been doing anything? Are you going positive or negative during the quarantine, G?
Oh, way up. It's out of hand. I mean, he's not wrong. I went and played basketball. I just told you this before we went on the air that I went and played basketball for the first time in probably 6 months today. I've held a ball and dribbled and shot a little bit, but I played legitimate basketball today and was like, this is not okay. It was 95 degrees and we ran fives and I tied. So,
Nice. Well, hey, got to start somewhere, right? And it's cool that you're playing basketball.
When is JC going to lose weight?
Ooh, back to you, JC.
That goes both ways. Because, see, I'm using my additional weight to outdrive him now. He's using his additional weight to what?
Yeah, what's the benefit, JC? You got to let us know.
On his. My weight's got a good use.
I like that. Ooh, a rebuttal right back to Pops. I like it. All right.
We're gonna have a GC versus JC weight loss competition.
I like. Oh man, that would be a good one. It's got to be. You got to have witnesses though. But you never know.
Right.
Once JC puts his mind to some running and whatnot, and if he's motivated enough, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I don't know, JC. I don't know if you gained some weight or haven't been running. I thought JC says I thought this was Ask the Show. Yeah, sorry, JC. Not back to the viewers, right? My bad. Thanks. But on that note, thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for the questions throughout the last year and a half, and thanks for the questions tonight too. That last one, JC, was a bombshell, so that was classic. Let's move on to the next one. Let's see, what do we got? We know Colin. This is probably more directed to me, obviously, but we know Colin Cowherd is your favorite sports talk show host. Who is your least? Talk show. Boy, you know what? I can't stand, and I know I like FS1. I tell you guys, but not First Take, but
Skip and Shannon.
No, because sorry, G. Total brain fart, but yeah, Skip Bayless. I just can't stand. And not for his takes really, because I do agree with him on occasion. It's because whenever Shannon is talking, he's always in the background going, and that's all you can hear. They need to mic him down until he starts actually talking. You know what I mean? They need to have a filter on that guy. Poor production, FS1. Come on, if you need some help with that, just let me know. Good Lord. But yeah, you can hear him in the just what the camera's on Shannon, and literally all you hear in the background, all you hear over Shannon's Imagine on this angle, G, and I'm just like
so
Oh, it's
awkward.
it's just annoying. Not so much for his takes, but Nick Wright too. I can't stand Nick Wright.
Oh,
He's
really?
yeah. For whatever reason, he's so anti Tom Brady.
He is.
But he's a Kansas City homer, so
Right.
he is obviously all over Mahomes' nuts. But yeah.
I mean, how can you not be all over Mahomes right now, though?
Oh, I agree. I agree. But again, he's just excited. I get it. They just won the Super Bowl. I'd
Right.
probably be just as excited
Right.
if the Lions won the Super Bowl with like a third year quarterback,
Oh,
right?
let the Lions win the Super Bowl. People are going to hate me so much.
Oh, let the Lions win a Super Bowl. Detroit will be a bigger dump than it is the next day. I'll tell you that much.
For sure.
You thought the East Lansing riots were bad
Yeah.
after they won. You know, talk about burning couches. They'll be burning cars.
Right.
They'll be burning everything. Holy
Man.
smokes. Steve Fox says Paul Feinbaum. Oh, of course.
He's
Yeah.
terrible. He's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, once, I guess I kind of don't consider him a host, but absolutely, if we're going to talk about your sports media people, Feinbaum's probably number one, wouldn't you say,
Oh
G?
no, he's not. He's number 3 for me.
Oh, okay. What do you got? Sorry, buddy. What's your list?
No, you're good. You're good. I hate Feinbaum is 3. 2 is Stephen A. Smith. I can't stand him. He thinks if he yells louder than the other person, he wins the argument, and that's not how it should work, in my opinion. But number 1 is easily Dan Dockich. I can't stand him. I hate Dan Dockich.
My man, G. My man.
It's just instilled in me from my dad, who hates him. But he's just so annoying. He's stupid. He says the dumbest stuff. His kid sucked when he played at Michigan. I hate him.
And then he transferred
To OSU.
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree, man. Yeah, that's my number one too. If Dakich is announcing a game, obviously, I tweet it out every time, but I was like, well, looks like I'm listening to this one on mute.
Right.
If Dakich is announcing, I just hate. Oh my gosh, he has something to say. He has to get the last word in on every single possession. Every single possession. It's Dakich. That's a good one. Let's see. Egg says Stephen A. Smith. Yeah, I don't mind Stephen A.
Oh, really?
He just goes crazy, Max.
Yeah.
I just don't watch what's that, First Take or whatever. I just don't.
Yeah, he's on First Take.
Yeah, I don't. I don't watch that show too. Again, I try to steer clear of ESPN. I didn't mind Get Up when Jalen was kind of the co-host of it. But after that, it was after he left, and I don't mind Greeny, but. After Jalen left, I do like Jalen and Jacoby. You like that show?
Yeah, I mean, I like Jalen. You know who I think is super duper underrated? He might even be my favorite. Like, if we're just talking sports personalities, is Dan Orlovsky. I think he does such a good job. I'm a little bit of a homer because he played for the Lions, but it's not like he was good when he played for us. He was terrible. I just think he's really, really good at making like the complexity of football seem easy to understand. He speaks the game very well, and he articulates himself super, super well.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't mind Orlovsky either, but I think everyone on this list is kind of funny because who actually, everyone, all these comments, yourself and myself, G, who actually likes these guys, right? We got Dakich, we got Feinbaum, we got Stephen A. Smith. We got these guys. How is it? I mean, we're obviously the majority here. Who likes these people? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Dakich is actually, I know he's a really smart guy. He knows his basketball, but still announcing games. You're absolutely right. I can't believe I didn't even mention him. You stole that one from me, G. But that I'm gonna have to agree with that one 100%. So, Steve Fox says Bill Simonson from the Huge Show. Oh, I love Huge, Steve. That hurts, man. That hurts. Because he's the only guy that I can really listen to from Michigan out here. So I have the Huge Show network on my podcast. So. I don't mind Huge, even though he's really pro Michigan State and kind of anti Jim Harbaugh. But I do, and you probably don't like him, Steve, too, because he's so pro Detroit Lions. But yeah, Bill Simonson's he's one that I don't mind actually. I like his. I don't mind his show. He kind of goes nuts every once in a while, but which is kind of funny because he'll be beeping them out and stuff, especially on the podcast because it's delayed, right? So that's not bad. Let's see. What do we got? We got about 12 minutes left. Let's move on. Let's see. kind of got to pick and choose because we got like half the list left. G, on that list, was there one that you really wanted to discuss that we haven't discussed yet, or because I don't want to skip it if that's the case.
I mean, I don't appreciate whoever's calling me on about not wearing a cowboy hat. I'll start wearing one if that.
Oh, that's a good one. So let me ask you. So it's really not a problem. The question was, how come G doesn't wear a cowboy hat on air? Yeah, they knew that you play basically country.
Well, here, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor. I need you to put the screen on just you for a minute and cut back to me in about 30 seconds.
What? Okay, hold on. Okay, so it's off you, G. You're good. You're good to go. And yeah, it's a good question. Now, most of you know that G is kind of a country singer or country singer and guitar player, right? So I don't know. So let's go. G, what do you think, buddy? Let's take a look here.
This can be the look, folks. If this needs to be a thing, this can be a thing.
That is disgusting.
This is yeehaw right here, but I just feel like I'm a Cowboys fan if I have this on, and I'm not a Cowboys fan. So.
Okay, now, G, I'm not gonna lie to you. You kind of have to wear it now. Being in Nashville, that might be your thing, right?
It is. It's the new look. I don't know if it goes with like the new bling in the nose.
Oh
with
goodness.
The cowboy hat. I don't know if they go well together, but I'll do it. That's fine.
Yeah, for everyone watching, let us know what you think about G's new bling in the old nostril. I remember when I was 16 too, and that was it does kind of clash though. You got the country look with the emo nose ring or whatever you want.
Man, hey, if it appeases the viewers, I'm all about the viewers.
That's right, right. See that, folks. See what you get on the Age of G show. That's why we love having you back, G. He's all about the viewers, folks. He's all about the viewers.
I'm leaving it on. I don't care. I'm leaving it on.
JC says, do they make them that big? Hey, clearly they got it. I mean,
this might even fit Amble's big head.
I'll tell you what, G, it looks good. I mean, it looks like it fits pretty well.
It's snug, but it fits.
Now, let me ask you this, G. That's not. Did you just have that as a prop, or is that like, or are you going to go shopping in Nashville and say, you know what, this cowboy hat looks friggin' sweet? Because they do make them. They make some sweet cowboy hats.
No, this was like $50.
Okay, so you actually spent $50 on that. Unbelievable, folks. The guy.
Guess how many times I've worn it? 0.
Okay, fair enough. Let's see. We got some other ones here real quick. Tim Collier says, don't wear cowboy hats and boots anymore. Oh, hold on one second, G. I'm kind of losing you on the audio here, but
my bad.
Oh, we got you back. Steve Fox says.
All right.
See, Steve Fox says everything about, or probably about Huge anyway. Bill Simon said he wants every Detroit coach fired. He tried to stir things up too much. That's true. Well, I mean, hey, sometimes the Detroit coaches do need to be fired. So
that's so true.
It's tough. That's a toughie. But G, look at G. Let's get a close up of G again with that cowboy hat and the nose ring, folks. This is fantastic. Steve Fox says Hank Williams Jr. right there, folks. Yeah, no, maybe you need to get one with like a dark navy blue color. Get that block M on there or something. That would be sick. I'm sure your dad would enjoy that. You know,
I'll get like a pin to put in it up here somewhere. So.
Oh, there you go. Just so it's kind of like off center a little bit, just so you know, hey, you know, I'm a Michigan fan and I'm proud of it. So I got to get it one more time, G. Let's get a close up of that. Look at that, folks. That is impressive.
I live in the South now, you know. I got to acclimate.
Well, next episode you're going to have to wear the cowboy hat and then get your button up and you got to wear a little
bolo tie.
Yep, that's right. You got
I'll go full cowboy next episode.
I was going to say now we're getting to like the southern Texas, not even Nashville, right? You're And we don't want to know what's going on past the chest, buddy. So you just whatever's going on up there, that works. But yeah, keep rolling with that cowboy hat. That is solid, buddy. So yeah, look at that, folks. You know, ask and you shall receive. That is fantastic. That is awesome. All right, let's move on. We got a couple more questions we could probably get to. G, what is your most memorable sports moment during the pandemic?
Man, this is going to be so lame to you because you don't watch soccer, and you're going to laugh at me.
That's correct. So we'll move on. No.
No, so I'm an Arsenal fan, as I think I've said that on the show before. And they played Liverpool last week, and Liverpool won the league this year, but the season's not over. They've already wrapped it up, whatever. They beat Liverpool, and then a couple days later they played Man City in a cup semifinal, and they beat them 2-0, and that was a big win for us to get to the cup final. So that was definitely it for me, watching it with a couple of my roommates that are also soccer fans.
Oh, okay, right on. Yeah, not a huge fan of soccer. I'm sure most people on the show already know that, but no big deal. Gee, that's a good one. Now, soccer has been going on, especially the Premier League, right? It's been going on for a while. So,
today was their 9th game back.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, my brother-in-law, Old Big Carl's a big Man U fan. So
my roommate, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's what I hear. And when my cousin, and I believe my cousin Phil, Steve, I think you would know, is a big Liverpool fan, is he not? Pretty sure, big Liverpool fan, but they're really good, right? So
they won the league this year, yeah. They're very good.
So that's nice. Probably 9 games? How many goals have been scored? 3 or 4?
All right, that's enough. Moving on.
JC, help me out here. You got my back on the soccer stuff. So, for myself, it was definitely 2 things. One was actually the Last Dance documentary with Jordan. I thought that was cool. But also during NASCAR, I loved the Wednesday night races, and I also loved I love the Bubba Wallace photo. I thought that was sweet, with every driver, every team behind them. Just that photo itself, and I don't want to get into what it meant and stuff like that, but it was great to see everyone get behind them and really just that photograph the photo spoke louder than words, right? In that instance. So I thought that was pretty awesome. Those were my 2 big ones. I love the fact that NASCAR rolled on Wednesday. They had 2 races, 2 big cup races every week.
So how does that? You obviously are a bigger NASCAR fan than me. How does that affect their practice time? Like, they don't get any. They don't get any. So has that affected the races? Like, have the races been sloppy? Not
really. These guys, these guys are such professionals when it comes to driving, right? They just don't lose any of that skill. Even right. In like the Talladega race, even in the restrictor plate races and short track races, I think those more difficult races or different races, I guess you'd say, than cookie cutter tracks.
Right.
I think that it really showed their skill, because you would think, the first couple laps, them getting used to the track, it just really shows what kind of drivers these are. And, think about it, hundreds of thousands of laps these guys have done in these vehicles. So it's second nature to them by now. We got some comments. JC says his was beating Garrett 2 days in a row when I was down there and catching a cart path for a 320-yard drive.
He did. That's not even a lie. I wish it was.
Oh, Steve Fox says Tiger, Phil, Tom, and Peyton golf match. That was pretty good. That was solid. And I just wish the weather would have been better for that. But I really liked how they were all mic'd up and stuff. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was fun, with Chuck announcing and Tom talking crap.
Yeah, all the smack that was going on. All right, one more thing. Gian, actually, this is probably a good question. If there is a season, what's Michigan's record at the end of the regular season?
Are we assuming they're not playing conference, only going to play 9 conference games? Is that what we're assuming?
Yes. Yep. Let's go 9 total games.
It's going to break my heart. They're going to go 8-1. They're going to lose to Ohio State.
I was going to go 7-2 because I thought maybe they lose to like a Wisconsin or something. Now, the Ohio State one's going to be tough. It's at Ohio State, right? So that's right. Obviously going to be a tough one. And, they'll get Wisconsin at home. Now, there were talks of like adding some more Big Ten games to the actual schedule.
That'd be cool.
If that's now, they got Minnesota this year too. So
yeah, I think we'll beat Minnesota.
Yeah, I do too. I think Minnesota kind of overachieved last year, and I think they'll beat Minnesota. But that Wisconsin, of course, they get Penn State at home. Luckily,
right.
But of course now it doesn't really matter. I think now you're looking at weather games because there's no home crowd advantage.
Right.
Currently, unless they change that, which they could.
Well, yeah, right.
But now there's no, like, you're playing at Happy Valley at night. Who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why?
Who cares? Now it's more or less weather. So I think like places like Rutgers, where it's always windy, or sadly Rutgers is always terrible. for
Right,
them.
right.
So, but if you're going to a place like
Or if it
like
snows somewhere,
yeah,
right?
like Rutgers or Minnesota's an outdoor stadium.
Right.
Now, you get a good squad with the weather elements. Okay.
Right.
That might be something to say, but yeah, I definitely think maybe 7-2 is my low number. Unfortunately, I just don't see him beating Ohio State again this year.
Yeah.
Because we got to go to the shoe, the toilet bowl, and we haven't been able to. We just haven't even been close the last couple of years. So, I don't see any
Well,
reason
to be
unless
fair,
we get
the last
Milton.
time- to
What's
be
that,
fair,
buddy?
The last time the game was close was at OSU, the year that we blew it in overtime.
That's very true. Yep. The fourth down call. But and who knows? Maybe McCaffrey or Milton, whoever gets the starting nod, maybe they're even better than we think. So
And see, that's so true. Like, it sounds so silly, and it sounds like a homer thing to say, but like, who's to say McCaffrey or Milton don't have a Joe Burrow type year where out of nowhere, no one expected Joe Burrow to be the number one pick in the draft coming
That's
into
true.
last season.
That's true.
No one was talking about him to win the Heisman, and then he goes out and has maybe the best year a quarterback has ever had. All it takes is one guy on any team to have a year like that, and that team is undefeated potentially.
Especially, you're right, Gene. Especially with the weapons the quarterbacks are gonna have. I mean, they're top 5 in the country in wide receiving core. They got their tight ends are coming back,
Kyle
and their
Jackson's
lines,
gonna be better.
their offensive lines could be above average. So, let's see. Steve Fox says, JC says college football not going to happen. Well, the SEC and the SEC and Big 12 are already saying that they're doing it no matter what. So
we just gotta hope Michigan happens.
yeah, we're talking Big 10 college football. That's looking a little iffy, and
Bleak.
Pac-12 the same thing. But Steve Fox says, is the OSU game in the middle of the season? Not sure yet. That's one thing we don't know, right? We don't know if they're going to extend it to the fall or the spring, or they're going to try to pack these 9 games, September, October, and that's it, right? That's all you get. So we'll have to see. We're just praying for a season, folks. Actually, we're praying for this thing to get under control and keep seeing the death rate lower, and keep seeing younger people not be infected as much or have an effect on them, basically. I know you haven't been on the show in a couple of weeks, G, but there's been talks of college athletes purposely trying to get it so they get it before the season. Hey, if it's less, for 25 and below, 25-year-olds and below, it's not that big a deal for them to get it.
I know,
right?
dude. I know so many musicians down here that are kids that have gotten it and have been just fine, not had any. They've all been asymptomatic, and all the musicians are spreading it to one another, and no one's. I understand its severity, but for people under 25, it seems to not be too bad.
Yeah, yep, I totally agree, and I just hope that they look at it, and it's one of those things to where I wish because college, like we mentioned before, everything is getting so political. I wish like even college football conference heads wouldn't make this political. You know what I mean? Look at the data. Let's do let's do
a science-based decision, right?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's get the statistics, and let's get of course you want to make sure that the kids are safe, right? And from what it looks like right now, they are. So let's get the people that are vulnerable to this, keep them away, and let's see where we go from there. But there's a lot can happen in the next month and a half, G. So we'll be, it changes every day. So we'll have to take a look. But unfortunately, we're out of time. We still have a couple questions left, but we are out of time. I appreciate everyone for their questions. This was really fun. I really enjoyed doing this. We'll try to do this a little more often, G, because we do get non-sports questions a lot that we don't really go over on the show. And again, folks, don't forget, I will be putting up to what's happening behind the scenes here, probably on YouTube. That probably won't be a live show. I actually want to make an actual high quality video for that, do some editing and whatnot, so everyone will should enjoy that. That'll be a good time. But again, thanks everyone for joining in tonight. G, glad to have you back, buddy. Hope have a good time down there in Nashville. We'll see you next week. All right, man.
All right, brother. Good to see you, man.
Yep, you too. Everyone else, thanks for joining the Age of G Show 2.0 tonight. We will see y'all next week. Have a great weekend. Stay safe out there.